So how long have you been practicing yoga?
So I've been practicing yoga for about 30 years because I started when I was quite young. I was only 16.
Wow. What made you start? Did you know somebody that was doing it, or
No, I didn't. Like I say, I was 16. I was suffering really bad migraines. And actually, I just thought I just need to try and do something a bit different. And everyone was saying, well, maybe you should try and do something to help with stress. Not that I felt particularly stressed, but Um, anyway, so I found a yoga teacher and I was really drawn to it because it was a bit mysterious. It wasn't very well known then what happened in yoga classes. So I went along and then that's the end of that.
yeah? And what was it like? What kind was it? What was like the format?
It was a hatha yoga class. It was in my teacher was called Christine Royal. I still consider her to be my teacher, to be honest. She got me started on my journey, and she was doing it in a big house, so she had like rooms in a huge house that she owned. And you went in, and it was a bit mysterious. It was quite low lighting, there was incense, there was lovely music playing that I'd never heard before. And it was quite a physical class, but then with relaxation at the end, and I was totally smitten after that. I couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah. And did you go to her for a long time?
Yeah. Yeah, I went to her for a really long time. In fact, I was still going to her until I moved here. And when I became a teacher myself, I taught some classes for her in her yoga studio, in her rooms, which was really magical.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is it hatha yoga that you teach?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. So you've kind of explained it, but what do you feel kept you going to yoga, like the physical aspect, or did you begin to explore other parts of it? Did you spirituality?
Yeah, I went to classes really regularly for a long time. I liked the physical aspect of it, and at that time I was quite adept at the physical aspect because I was a gymnast before. I was quite fit, I was younger. I was really interested in the relaxation and how that made me feel, how great that made me feel. I went on a couple of yoga holidays. They weren't quite retreats, but they were holidays where you could do lots of things. So then I got an opportunity to try meditation and go a bit deeper, and I learned a bit about the philosophy. So over time, I just got hooked in. So yeah.
Yeah. And at that time, so everybody that I speak to that did it that long ago, the idea of who practiced yoga, and like that there wasn't the same social media then as there was now. So
I don't think there was any social
media. Well, that's it. There wouldn't have been. So that's what I was saying to somebody else. So it would have been your only images that you might have seen in the media would probably be in magazines or on TV or something like that. Did you have any idea of what kind of person practiced yoga? And you were young as well, so you maybe...
Yeah, not really. I mean, I remember trying to get a book out of the library about yoga because I was interested in it, but it was so complicated and so... I was talking about all these things that I just had no idea about, but I was really early on in my yoga experience then. But my teacher, she was probably a similar age to I am. She was probably in her 40s. And she wore a leotard. That's how I imagined all yoga teachers to be, wearing a leotard with the stretchy leggings, and having a bit of air of mystery about them. And I just thought that's what all yoga teachers were like, and all the people that came to the classes, they were all quite a bit older than me, but all similar ladies of that age, and all wearing leotards.
Brilliant, yeah. But that was like I had people over last night, and a lady that I'm friends with is in her 70s and does yoga, and she'd given me some books. One was from the 60s, and it's hilarious.
How cool.
It's like the 28-day like yoga plan, but it is like all women in leotards. Yeah. There's also some women naked in it as well, like.
That's about it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think definitely there was a time, I feel like, you correct me if I'm wrong, where it kind of seemed to be like it coincided with the whole Jane Fonda workout kind of image.
That's exactly it. Like Rosemary Connolly as well. She used to wear a leotard with a little belt thing. I don't know.
And I think that's how in this country it's somehow then began to be perceived as something that only women did.
Yes, probably.
Possibly. Because, obviously in India it was the other way around.
Yes.
It was like mostly men, some women, but mostly men.
Yeah.
What did you when you contacted us after the article on the British Wheeler Yoga, do you feel now, are you on social media, do you have any opinions about the image that's out there now about it?
I mean, I don't mind images of people who are looking really fit, really athletic, and able to do really complicated poses but I think it puts other people off. The number of times I've had people say to me, "Well, I might be interested in that yoga, but I'm not really flexible enough." And I'm like, that's the point, And people at work who know that I teach yoga, they'll say, "Oh, how do you follow?" I won't mention the name, but such and such on Instagram. And I'm like, absolutely not. No, I don't, because I know that is it just feels a very unattainable. A lot of unattainable images for most people.
Yeah.
For most people, not for everybody. I get it. There's a whole spectrum, but I just think it's unfortunate that it puts people off.
Yeah.
Or makes people feel they can't do it.
Yeah. And what would you say to anybody that was thinking about doing it, but they like that? What do you say to people who say, "I'm not flexible enough"?
That's why you should come. I'm like, for me as a teacher, I'm normally saying, come along, give it a go, experience it. It's a real mixed class, and if you don't like it, I'm not offended if you never come back, but just come and give it a go, and I normally buddy them up with somebody who they might know in the class, because it's quite a small community. And I just try and encourage it. And I think if you experience it, I think you kind of have to experience it to really get it, because people mostly come because they want to get fitter or build strength or be more flexible. But it's so much more than that, isn't it? That's just that scratching.
Yeah, but that's all totally things that you can work on with your.
But it's very tangible.
Yeah, so, it's very yeah, absolutely. So I haven't seen. Usually, because we only do one. Usually, I haven't seen any of the poses MD's done. What pose did you do? What's your favourite pose?
I did the tree pose, and that isn't actually my favourite pose. I really love warrior and trikonasana, and I love I love the dancer as well. Like, I love all those kinds of really pretty looking poses. But I didn't do that because I was waiting to see what Alan needed. I was waiting to see what everybody else did, and then fit in. So yeah, I love the half moon pose as well.
Yeah, yeah. I used to. There are ones that I used to hate, and now I love because you had to try so hard, and I think you go on a journey with those poses. Because half moon was really challenging for me for ages, and then one teacher did it a certain way that was very repetitive. It was like going in from warrior 2, in and out, in and out, in and out, and that just really helped me to feel more confident in it. Now I do love it. And revolve triangle, I used to hate that as well. But now I forced myself to teach it because I hated it, and because I felt like I couldn't do it.
Yeah, as a teacher, it's really easy to do that, isn't it? Just teach what you love and what you enjoy, but you really have to push yourself to
teach the ones that you don't like as well, because some people
really thrive in those poses, don't they?
Yeah. I know. I was teaching half moon to a class for there was a lot of people where it's the first time, and I don't know if you ever experienced this, but I was saying earlier, one of the things that I love about a yoga class, if somebody's relatively new, they've been coming for a while, and you see that they, a lot of things are challenging for them, but then they do this one thing that's really challenging for nearly everybody else, but they can just do it. Do you ever see that? And then they have this look in their face, and they're like,
they found their pose. They found it.
Yeah, because I think they find that joy that you experience when you feel.
Because everybody, even though we say, it's not about you're not comparing yourself. It's not, it's not about your let the ego go. But actually, everyone wants to feel like they've achieved something, don't they? And if they can find something that they actually feel, wow, I'm pretty good at that one. When we do that in class, yes, this is my,
This is my pose, Good.
So
Great. So thank you.